Good evening, everybody. So we hoping y'all feeling good. We hoping y'all adjusting to this new time change. How's it working for y'all?
I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10. Thank you.
It's enough for me.
I'm gonna ask you next month, and hopefully that changes. So I just wanted to introduce the dream team. We are man down. We are man down today, but we have the lovely Brianna Branch. We have Miss Brittany Stevenson. We have Reverend Kenneth Watson. And we have a special guest tonight, Miss Ashley Laughlin. Hello. Very good, very good. And then it's me, Miosha Crippen.
It's me.
Pretty in pink today, okay? Because we're celebrating Women's History Month, right? So We wanted to do something special. We wanted to do something special for the ladies. And then, of course, we're local. So we wanted to let you guys know what's going on so that you could also, kind of take a part in things. Because I think sometimes people don't show up to things because sometimes they don't know about it, right? So we're going to kind of bring that to the forefront. And that's why we have Miss Laughlin with us tonight. So in honor of Women's History Month, just a little bit of a background about it. Now, last month we did Black History, right? So just like Black History Month, Women's History Month also started as a week. Did y'all know that?
Did not.
Did y'all know that?
I did not.
You were today years old. So yes, it also started as a week. And then of course, gradually, it became a thing. The president's proclamations, they said that March can be the designated Women's History Month. And then it just has been ever since. And a lot has gone in before that, right? But they just, wanted to take a month. And of course, we celebrate ourselves and each other more than just March. But This is just a month where we just wanted to kind of shine the light on the contributions of what women has done, not just in our country, but in our world. I mean, can you imagine, right? So, I have a little question for y'all this evening here. So, I'll start with the lady. I'll start with the ladies first. What do you love most about being a Black woman? What do you love most about being a Black woman? Brianna, we'll start with you.
Okay. What do I love most about being a Black woman? Okay, I think the first thing would be our hair. I don't know. I love how creative that we can get with it, how we can express so many different things through how we style our hair. It's so versatile, and it's like one of my favorite things about me. I love that it could be straight out of my head. It could be curly. I could put it in braids. I could even throw something over on top of it if I wanted to. I love a good wrap. It's like, that's one of my favorite things. Yeah.
Nice. Me too. I love that for us. What about you, Britt?
There are so many things I love about being a Black woman. So, where do you start? I love the fact that Black women just look amazing in color. There's never such a thing as a bad color on a beautiful Black woman. There's no such thing. I don't, put me in red, put me in black, put me in brown, put me in whatever. I'm gonna rock it. I'm gonna look amazing. It's gonna glow. And I love the versatility, of Black women. Just, I just think that, and no matter, put us in any setting, in any room, we're able to adapt, and we're able to just be calm and shine and just be amazing. So those are two things, but yeah, amongst many, but those are two things that instantly stand out.
I get it. I love that too. What about you, Ashley?
I love everything about being a mom. There's not one thing that I don't love about it. I think, just very naturally we take charge in most environments that we're in. I think, over the last, I don't know how many years, we're starting to recognize that we are the standard for beauty and what's jazzy and funky and what is trending, out there. So just, embracing that and loving every bit of our unique journeys. I think just being a Black woman is just like what everybody wants to be. So
it's a thing.
It is.
I mean, it is. It's such a thing. I agree with everything that you guys said. I mean, can you really just pick one thing?
Yeah.
It's just so many things. It's so many things. You know what they say, God could have made me anything, but he made me a Black woman.
A beautiful Black woman. Yes.
And we appreciate that, don't we?
We love you, God.
Yeah.
Right? Shout out to the king.
Shout out to Daddy.
Reverend Watson, since you're down here all in the corner all by yourself, so what do you love most about the Black woman?
I mean, I would agree with everything you guys have said so far.
Of course you would.
Obviously, the beauty of a Black woman, the intellect, is it goes without saying. But I would probably say the strength of Black women, to kind of piggyback on the conversation of the versatility that Brittany suggested that Black women do have, because you guys have unfortunately sometimes been thrust into positions because of the absence of men, and you guys have been able to do it and strive at doing certain things because of our non-presence in certain places and certain situations.
Ooh, that's a whole nother.
I admire your strength, without a doubt.
Thanks. You just brought up a whole nother thing.
Thanks, Reverend Watson. Yes, King. We appreciate the love.
Mm-hmm.
We love Black men too. We stand for Black. It's Women's Month, but we stand for Black men too.
Indeed. I mean, y'all don't have a month, but we stand with
you, King. And King's
we can
there.
share at least 5 minutes of our month,
Yes.
So
shout out to you out there.
We appreciate it.
You have us in your presence, and you're blessed. So, next question for you guys. Mm-hmm. So, who is the woman or women that has had the most significant impact on your life?
I'll go first.
Okay, Brett.
I think, obviously my mom and my aunts, I've lost 2 of them, but, and I still have one here, as far as aunts, and my mom's still here, thankfully. And just watching these women be God-fearing women, they made sure that me and all my cousins, we were in church, we saw them living a life that it wasn't just go to church, but it was a life that they lived. We see them living this life. So that's one thing that, I love and respect them for. They're just growing up, just strong women. You didn't realize, looking back on childhood, you're like, oh wait, I never realized, the things that, I don't want to say I was poor, but because I had these women in my life that just made things happen effortlessly, flawlessly, effectively. So it's like you looking back on some things, it's like, wait a minute, maybe I was a little disadvantaged, but you never felt that because you had these strong queens in your life. So many, and so I mean, those women absolutely. I look at different women, obviously in our church, and just, the different struggles that they've gone through, the different testimonies that they've shared. And I try to learn something from everybody, mm-hmm. So just there's a list of women that I could, name. So I'll just start with my mom, my aunts, the ladies from the church. I mean, and even, my friends, I get, I have amazing friend group of ladies who I get to see be great moms, be great wives, be great, great in their careers and in all of their endeavors. And I am forever thankful that, I'm surrounded by so much greatness, so those are just a few I listed.
Sure. It's precious. It's good to hear you talk about other women. Like, it's good to be positive. We don't do it enough.
So often are we negative? Are we critical? I mean, and, sometimes life puts us in a situation to be that. But, it's a poor frog that doesn't praise its own pond. So, all the frogs in my pond, we outside, we living our best lives, and we're doing great things. And I'm so happy for that. I'm so happy I'm surrounded by it. So, yeah.
Very good. Very good. Brianna, what about you?
Well, obviously, at the very top of my list is my mama. Oh my goodness.
Oh, we know. We know Mama Hella is up there. Okay.
Not only is like, she's my mom, she's also like my best friend. I always call her my very first bestie. She is one of my biggest supporters, and I feel like she's always pushing me to be the greatest version of myself. And so I feel like this is a good time to honor her. Shouts out to you, Mama B. Love you the most. I guess additionally, in the same breath as Brittany has mentioned, my friends as well. I have a lot of female friends who are in different career paths. Like, the friend who's out there pursuing journalism, my friend who's becoming an MD, my friend who's a teacher. And I feel like I pick up different things from them in every conversation that we have. And so I think it's great to uplift them as well. And I'm grateful for them. And, not to boost anyone on this call too much, but Miosha, I would certainly put your name up there. Before I reached my grown people ages, you were helping me. You played a part in my formative years. You taught Sunday school. You were always rooting for us. You were showing us that, we could be proud of our Blackness. We could have fun, and we still praise God all while doing it. And so, shouts out to you, man.
Oh, yes, I love that. That was sweet.
Loved you. I knew you were gonna be somebody.
Miosha used to teach Bible study, y'all.
She sure did.
Yeah. I know the Lord and He knows me. We get along very, very well. Okay.
I used to teach Sunday school, yo.
Mm-hmm. And I was a really good teacher. Did you have fun? Did you learn about the Lord?
And we did.
And then I taught about the Lord. Very good.
Miosha was real talking before real talk was a thing.
Before real talk was a thing.
That's all I got to give. Y'all know. That's it. That's all I got. What about you, Ash?
I echo the girls when first things first is always going to be your mom. My mom she's my biggest cheerleader. She has just really, and in such an authoritative way, because my mom, she raised me just with a no nonsense, just very honest and open kind of way. And she was the one that pushed me to go to college, because I initially wanted to go to the military. And then she was like, no, you're not going to the military. Then I was like, okay, so then I'm going to do hair. She was like, no, you're not doing hair either. You're going to college. You're going to school. So, and I was just like, I didn't enjoy school as a high schooler. I never enjoyed school. I just never did. But
high school tomorrow.
I really can't school. I only enjoy dance and cheerleading. Those are the things that I did. I was in choir, so I try to get involved in so many clubs that school felt like fun versus just paying attention in class. But she pushed me to go to college, so I'll always love her for that, because if it wasn't for school and college and stuff, I don't believe I would be where I am now and have the experience. But aside from my mom, one of my good friends, and she was my first supervisor at Bowie State, Jamisha Smith. She's one of my good girlfriends. But she was my supervisor first. And when I didn't have a room to stay in at Bowie, she gave me a job as an RA.
Nice.
He was just like, look, you don't have a place to stay. You need to show up here by tomorrow at 9:00. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. You need to be here. And she's always been like that. If you want something, you're going to have to work for it, but I'm going to hold you down. And that just really set the precedence for our relationship. And she's pretty much the reason why I've had so many awesome opportunities. So anytime I take on something, I think about, okay, what would Jamisha want me to do? And how do I need to show up in this moment? So she is my soul sister, and maybe she'll get to see this one day, but yeah, that's my book.
Well, you can send it to her. So shout outs to Jamisha. That's a big thing, just in case you never really told her that in those words. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just never know. You just never know. Yeah. Very good. What about you, Reverend Watson?
What was the question? I'm just playing. I'm messing with you. I would probably say, I mean, I share the same sentiments. I start with my mother. Mother extremely influential in my life. Great presence. It's been a consistent presence. Committed presence. My mother prays for me, which is extremely important. She has a prayer life and she prays for her children. It's interesting. I can always feel the presence of my mother. I can always feel it. So her prayers are evident. I would say my mother is one of those who always has a tendency to see the best in me and her children, which is greatly appreciated. But she also has the willingness and she understands that if she does need to tell me something, she has the ability to do it in a very direct way, but she'll do it with a smile. So I really appreciate that about her. So yeah, I would say my mother.
Yes, she is very precious.
Shout out
really
to
is.
all the moms. We love y'all.
Yes, we do. I definitely will also say my mom has definitely played a major role in my life, and she's definitely my biggest cheerleader. But, growing up, my mom, my dad, they always thought that education was important, but they weren't, fully educated. Both of them went to high school, but neither one of them graduated. So in that kind of aspect, I couldn't really count on them for that. So it became more so like for my teachers. Luckily, I went to a school where I had a lot of Black teachers, teachers who looked like me, who cared for me. And Dr. Purvis was one of them. She was like my favorite teacher ever. Even still until this very day, I love me some Dr. Purvis. But, it was in my teachers that I found that, they're like, I think you got something going there. And it was all through school. It was elementary school. It was middle school. It was high school. Like, they're just like, okay, here's what you need to do, right? Here is what can be laid out before you. This is kind of like the path that you need to take. So it's good that I had that because I didn't have that at home, right? So that's what I would say.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I'm definitely thankful for the Black educators that I had. Those ladies, they were older. I mean, I think that this generation has missed out on that, because they didn't play. They were go tell your mother. I'll tell her the same thing. They were no nonsense, as Miosha said. And as Ashley said about her own mother, I remember having teachers that were like that, but they were not disrespectful, but they didn't play with us. They did not play that. There was a level of respect and reverence we had for them just because. I think that's missing so much. So definitely shout out to all those beautiful Black women educators who have shaped, myself and so many other young minds. I feel bad for the kids today. They don't have that.
Yeah.
Just don't have this.
No.
It's the same substance.
That's a great point. And there's been so many Black women that have been influential, especially in the church, right? And I dare not start calling names.
Oh no, you better not.
I forgot.
You definitely gonna forget somebody.
You're gonna forget it.
Somebody called me out on it. But no, man, there's a lot of
lot.
Yeah, Brianna was talking about how Miosha was her Sunday school teacher. I mean, I just started thinking about, man, all of the ladies growing up who were my Sunday school teacher, right? And kind of, man, provided that spiritual foundation for me from Marva Daly to Mabel Hoy to Onell Henry to Doc Smiley. I graduated high school and I was given my first assignment in the church, so to speak, was given to me by Mabel Hoy. and she allowed me to teach Sunday school. I was able to assist the kindergartners. Miss Marion Dorman, who's been influential with Clem, she was the teacher, and I was her assistant. And I can just think back how doing that has kind of shaped and molded me and given me the ability to do what I'm doing now. All women.
Reverend Kenny was one of my Sunday school teachers.
Who helped me do that.
Listen, one of mine too.
One of our Sunday school and Bible study teachers.
Who helped me do that. Yeah.
So shout out to those ladies, because
women.
Reverend Kenny was definitely a great. I mean, even though we're shouting out the ladies, Reverend Justice shout him out again. He was definitely a great teacher. Was very engaging. So sometimes it's hard to teach young minds, especially the Bible, because the Bible comes off so scary. Sometimes because of, especially when you're reading,
we don't know it.
The New King James Version and the these and the thous, it's intimidating. But Reverend Watson always made Sunday school and Bible study very fun. So thankful to Sister Mabel Hoy, who gave him the opportunity to became an amazing Sunday school teacher, and he was able to teach us. So it's just, and then Miosha became, she was, we were in class together, and then so it's like it's the trickle down effect. We love it, but like you said, it all goes back to these amazing God fearing women, Black women in the church that set such an amazing foundation. I mean, just shout out to all of them, and
shout out to all the ladies
in the
First
Baptist too. We love y'all.
We do for sure. So we're segueing in here talking about women making an impact. And Ashley, we're gonna put you on a spotlight for just a second. So Ashley, Salisbury's own, is doing a women's empowerment summit.
Yes.
And I just thought that it would be so fitting for you to come on for Women's History Month. I told the team back in February, I was like, I think I got an idea for March. As soon as I seen your flyer, I was like, oh, I got an idea for March.
You definitely did.
Put this into effect, right? So I reached out to Ash. Ash is one of those people. She's not gonna tell me no. She's like, oh yeah.
Of course.
And I'm like, thanks, girl. So, Ash, I do want you to tell us a little bit about, what was your inspiration behind your summit, your Women's Empowerment Summit?
Sure. So I just recently moved back to the Eastern Shore about a year and a half ago. I grew up in Columbia, Maryland. I was born here in Salisbury. And then when my mom got married, we moved away to Howard County. So I came to SU for school, and I loved it. I mean, I started off at Bowie, then came to SU, but I really loved my experience at SU. And
which is where we're a mutual friend.
Yes. And I mean, it was such a great experience. And I was so happy to be in a diverse environment. Because that's where I came from. I grew up in Columbia, so it's a huge melting pot of a little bit of everybody. So when I came back as an adult, it's a little different because I'm a mother now. I'm an adult and I'm in my 30s, so it's like hard to figure out where to go to meet people and to build relationships. I've worked all over the place. I've been in entertainment. I've been in architecture and engineering. Like my career has been a little all over the place, but I primarily worked in the DC metro area. So that is like what I know. And there's a lot of groups that would just get together, or you would just meet people at happy hour and really just start a relationship. And then you're a part of this huge group of women that are thriving and just doing well. So anywhere that I've ever gotten in my career, there's been a woman on the other side of that just saying, hey, girl, let me hook you up, or let me set this up for you. Let's go have coffee, or let's go have drinks, and I'm going to introduce you to so-and-so. So when I came back and I didn't know where to go and how to find that, I decided to create it.
Yes.
So my
organization
is called Célébrer la Femme, and that is French for Celebrate the Woman. And I wanted it to be very immersive. I want to have women of all walks of life, because I believe that my impact is supposed to reach across so many different boundaries. So I wanted to make it open to women of all walks of life, ages, races. I want to be intentional about that. I want to say that out loud in these environments and any other intimate environments that I go into, because I need women to know that that is what my mission is. That's what God put me here to do. So, so that's why I decided to create the organization. And through that, I am a event producer. That's been what I've done.
You better produce events.
It's very, very different from event planning. It is, this is a production, and really curating like all the right conversations that need to be had. And, you know, being from here and coming back and forth over the years, I know that there are some struggles with, you know, women really cheering other women on if they don't know them like that. And I wanted to come and maybe just try to like clear some of that out so that we can thrive and be okay with it together, and not feel weird, you know, or feel like, oh, well, back in middle school, me and her didn't talk. So now I don't know if I could just clap for her out loud, you know, when we go somewhere and she's being honored for something. Like, I want, like, let's clear the air among women of all backgrounds. So that's the whole premise around the Celebrate La Femme Empowerment Summit. Our first year, we're focusing on relationship building among women, so that we can kind of, you know, reach across the aisle with one another. So our panel is very diverse, and we're looking to kind of grow that over the next few years. So that's why I started.
I'm excited. I love to see it. And, you know, a familiar face on there is Anshia.
Yeah,
and that's my girl. That's my best friend's sister. Yeah. So I'm definitely glad to see her on there. That's a familiar face. And I was like, and she also graduated from Bowie. Yeah, she graduated from Bowie State. So I know she does a lot. She does a lot at Bowie as well. So it's gonna be a great time. Like I'm excited about it. And you know, all it takes is a vision.
Oh yeah, and I wanted Anshia. She was one of the first people that I thought of when I started to kind of like write down my thoughts, because I'm very, very like, I went to God about this, and He put this together for me. I'm just the vessel. Like, I'm literally just doing what I'm being directed to do. And she was one of the first people that I selected because I knew that she was from the shore. I know what she's doing. I follow her work, even though she didn't know me from a can of paint. I literally hopped in her DMs and was like, hey. So, and I do that a lot with people, and I hope that it doesn't come off strange sometimes.
You don't come off strange, so I think. Now, as you come off a little strange, people will be like, Papa, who is this woman?
I've gotten that a couple times. Because, you know, people can get a little curious about, like, okay, so she showed up down here. She's a little loud. She does her own thing. Like, I just walk up to people and say things. So I didn't want her to think, like, who is that? You know, like, what do you want with me? But she was one of the first people that I wanted to have on our panel.
I love that. Does anybody have any questions for Ashley?
Can you tell us a little bit about the other panel members? I was looking at the flyer. So what was your, you said that, you know, God gave you this vision and God put people in your mind. Like, so what do these other people, what do we expect to hear from them?
Okay, so the panel is called Unforgettable Memories and Life Lessons, an intimate look into the lives of women nurtured by Maryland's Eastern Shore. So first and foremost, what I wanted to do with, you know, women that have gone off and left the Eastern Shore, I wanted to bring them back.
Bring them back home.
I'm here, so now I'm like, look, all right, come back home.
You need to come here too.
So that's why I wanted to bring Anshia. And I did have a young lady by the name of Chantel Dockett. She's a native of Salisbury, and she works for Planned Parenthood, but she's not going to be able to make it. She has some things going on in her life that's going on right now. She's having a baby, so you know, it's like, girl, go ahead on.
You can do the next one.
yeah. Like we're gonna have Chantel at some point, but let me just get into who else we have. We have Jamie Hayes. from the Junior Achievement of Eastern Shore. She's the CEO and president. And I wanted to have her specifically because, I mean, she is a woman that is running an organization that is doing so much for our youth. And I really wanted to get that perspective because with Anshia, you know, she's in the entertainment industry. She's thriving. She's moving and shaking. She's a producer in her own right. I mean, that's just greatness. Like, that's Eastern Shore greatness right there, and that needs to be acknowledged because she even worked with the I'm trying to remember the African American Museum, Smithsonian in DC for the 50th anniversary. Like, that is a big. That was the event. Like, if you've seen anything about the 50th anniversary of hip hop and it being celebrated in DC, that's her work. So I wanted to bring her back. I want people to know that, like, she's from here. Like, we are, like,
Pocomoke to be exact.
Yes, Pocomoke to be exact.
That's where I'm from.
Yes. I wanted to bring her back home on the Eastern Shore so that she could tell that story. Jamie Hayes, she's here already, and then we have Lacey Coleman, who is the CEO of Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning. She is a woman thriving in the HVAC industry, and that is unheard of. I mean, that's
definitely a male-dominated industry.
Unheard of.
Very much so. And she's killing it. That's the thing. Like, the thing about it is she took her dad's business that was just a very small, you know, HVAC company that was doing good to having a thriving HVAC company being woman-led. And they are making millions of dollars. I mean,
love to see it.
I love this. Like, I just was like, oh,
to see that.
People need to know that. Like, people need to know exactly just that about her. And she's young. She's a mom. Y'all, I felt like that was just a powerful person to have on our panel. And then we also have, let me make sure I got her name right, Casey Monroe Gaskins. She is the associate head coach of the women's basketball team at UMES. And I needed to have her because I feel like that is a different perspective. She comes from the sports arena, and I wanted to kind of hear what kind of obstacles that she's gone through and really hear about, like, okay, so how have you taken some of those, you know, lessons that you've learned on the shore, and how are you able to implement that into pouring into your girls on the court, you know, on and off the court, because she does a lot with her players. And our moderator is Micaiah Purnell, and she is the founder of Ocean's Garden, but she's also the president of Eastern Shore Juneteenth, and she plans the annual Juneteenth celebration.
Oh, okay. So, I'm going to go to the thing in May.
Yes.
The women's mixer.
The Ocean's Garden.
The Ocean's Garden. Yeah, that'll be the first time that I actually have went to it. It sells out like so fast. Like if you don't get it within like the first 30 minutes, I'll say.
Yeah, this year it sold out really quickly.
You're not getting in there. You're not getting in there. So I'm excited. I think that'll, anytime you got a room full of women and, you know, mostly Black women, you know, it's just a beautiful thing. You know, it's just a beautiful thing. So we love to see it. So I'm certainly excited about your event. So tell us where your event is going to be, how people can, you know, get tickets, all of those details.
Sure. So it will be at Salisbury University. It will take place in the Bistro. So that is in the Guerreri Center. And you can buy tickets online at celebrellafemme.org, but you can see it all over social media. I have ads everywhere. And if you guys would like for me to send you the link, because Celebrate La Femme is a mouthful, I will do just that.
Yes. And it is.
But it's at SU, and I wanted it to definitely be at my alma mater because, you know, that's the place that kind of created, you know, a safe place for me to be creative and to just thrive as everything that I'm working to become and everything that I am. So.
And we love to see it. Yes, we do. All right. Very good. And I think we'll be able to share that. Will we be able to put that in a link as well?
Yes.
So if, you know, people who are our audience who's watching it if they, wanted to also, join us on, it's going to be on the 30th.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
March the 30th. So
Yes,
at the very end of the
10
month
a.m. to
here.
4 p.m.
10 a.m. to
4 p.m.
So 10 to 4. Okay. So if you don't already have something to do on that day, come hang out with us. We're going to be there. We're going to be there. And it's going to be a great time where we can celebrate each other and just learn. We're all very different and we all have a lot of different things to offer.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why it's good to talk to people.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's why it's good to talk to people. So I love your vision, and that, it's not just a vision, but you're also putting action behind it. Right.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's coming to fruition. And I think it's going to be an amazing event. So I'm certainly glad about that.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Very good. Now, does anybody else have anything else before I throw out my rapid fire situation?
No, just want to again shout out all amazing women for, Women's History Month. Continue to thrive, continue to be strong, continue to be resilient, but also continue to be paid, popping, and pretty. And just, celebrate, just want to celebrate us and in our femininity and, and our greatness. So shout out to all of our female viewers and the male viewers that allow us to be great as well. So
I would add, make sure you remember you're shouting yourself out too. I feel like we mentioned earlier how negative self-talk can dominate a lot of our spaces, and we're really good at giving other people their props as well. But remember that you are also that girl, that woman. You are it, you are amazing, and you deserve all the support that you pour out and give to other people. So
correct. It happens. You can't really see it on the hat, but that's what it says.
It's a nice hat, though.
It's giving. Want it to be a little cuter for, for Women's Month. Just a little bit.
We got a little something going. All right. So, very good. In our very regular fashion here, I do have a rapid fire question, and it took me a long time to come up with this question. I just want y'all to know that. So at the end of our recordings, we do a rapid fire question. And this one is, who was your favorite TV mom? Because the reality is that growing up, TV raised a lot of us. You know what I mean? We watched a lot of TV and we watched a lot of the same shows for a long time. So whether or not it kind of molded us, it might have, depending on what you watch. That's why you want to be mindful of what your children is watching. Because whether or not we know it, it makes a difference, right? So who was your favorite TV mom? I'm going to give y'all a second.
One moment, please.
Okay,
yeah, you give me yours. I'm gonna give you mine after that.
So of course it's Claire Huxtable. She was just a sophisticated Black mama, and I love that. I am not a sophisticated Black mama.
Yes, you
but
are.
I try to be. I try to add a little bit of Claire, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of my mama. But yeah, I love Claire, how just elegant she was, and how she expected the best out of her kids, how she would shade them, but politely, and real, just with all the good educated language. I love that.
I love a sophisticated, shady person. Love that.
It's beautiful.
It is to be able to, because see, the more seasoned, I don't want to say old, the more seasoned I become, the more I find myself being very shady, but in such a way that people don't realize that it's shady. Especially, working with, because I working at a college and working with Gen Z. Pray for me. So yeah, so you have to be shady, but it's in such a way that they're like, I don't even think it hits them. It's like, oh yeah, she was being nice. No, baby, Auntie was being nice. But it's okay. You didn't get it. But yeah, so I love it. My TV mom. Oh God, I'm trying to think of what I watched.
Listen, it's so many. Felicia Rashad was definitely at the top of my list. Okay,
I
love her. I do. I love her. But I mean, I had other ones too. But
liked Will. I don't know her birth. I like Aunt Viv on the
Aunt
Fresh
Viv.
Prince.
Which one?
Which one? Yeah,
Which one?
Dark skin Aunt Viv.
Because they both weren't created equal.
Dark skin Aunt Viv.
Okay.
That which one came quick.
Right though, that was so raggedy.
Right.
Which one?
You.
So I like the
We
original.
were gonna judge
The
Just
original
one.
Aunt Viv.
The original Aunt Viv because
The original
you know
one.
that other
The one
lady
that did the
replaced a
long
few black
thing.
moms, but
Yeah.
I like the original. I love the relationship that she had with each of her children, and it was different. Each child, but you could tell that each child required something different. But she had such a relationship with each of her children, and she also had that for her nephew. And so I loved that about her. She was educated. Had a PhD in African American history studies. I believe that's what it was. And then and she was a dancer and all of those things. People were trying to live on sis, but it's like sis was giving what needed to be given every chance she could get. So I just loved it. And she was also one of those ones who was quick with it, like. Quick with the lip. Anybody that's quick with the lip is gonna be on. It's gonna be top tier for me because it's part of me. So anybody that can be shady, sophisticated, and get you told all in one. 10 out of 10. So yeah,
nobody does that better than black women.
That
If we're being
though.
honest, nobody does that better than black women. We
And
can do
I
that.
even when we talk about Aunt Viv, I like with the new series. What's that?
Oh yeah.
Bel Air.
That one.
Yeah.
I like that Aunt Viv.
Yeah, me too.
So, just Aunt Viv. I mean, she obviously, this new Aunt Viv wasn't one we grew up with. I was grown when she came about, but the one I grew up with, original Aunt Viv, we love her.
And that was on for a long time. So we watched her for a long time.
We watched, and
She made an
still watch her
impression.
sometimes at 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
She comes on. We love her.
She made an impression. What about you, Brianna?
Okay. So just for
She get ready to come out here with some foolishness.
it's not
I
I
know what Brianna is going to say. Okay.
I pinky promise. Okay, so the first thing that popped in my head when you asked about TV moms was A Different World, and it's because I love it so much and I watch it so much. And to be honest, I watch it a lot even now. I loved it growing up. So from there, not only was like Claire Huxtable all the time. Now, mind you, you guys have listed women who, these were great mothers because of the amazing relationship that they had with their children.
Oh my gosh.
Me personally, I like Adele Wayne. I like Dwayne's mama, and I like Whitley's mama, Adele and Mary. Oh my, because I feel like while they both love their children. I do. They love their children so much, but in different ways. And while sometimes it was a little scary for them to step up to their parents and say things, they knew that they could, and their parents would receive it. I loved those mothers. And then to get them in the same scene, acting together, loved them even.
Yeah.
Holly would be so proud. Your mother would be so proud.
She knows I keep A Different World on repeat.
Was you even born? Like what?
Keep it on
Not
repeat.
what I thought you were about to say.
You would think that I was born when the show came out. Let me tell you, I could quote you up something.
I see.
Oh my
I
God.
see. Major plot twist.
Yeah, I
Major
wasn't
plot
expecting that, but okay.
Were you? I don't think anybody was expecting that.
I don't think anyone
Because like I said, I
was.
feel like
You knew what that was.
we're older than you, and I didn't grow up watching it. That show was old,
Oh,
so
you
like,
People like the reruns came on. Like we had the reruns in my house, and I was like, "Yeah, I love this."
It was
I mean, and it's on Netflix now, or it was. So yeah. Anyway,
It's
Yeah,
on.
it was,
if
it
anyone
was-
would like to catch up, it's on HBO.
Yeah, it was Dwayne Wade's mom. It was Patti LaBelle.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was. That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
It's a plot twist.
That really is a good answer. I
I
would
gotta
say.
keep you on your toes.
Did you say me? Is it?
You did.
Definitely your turn.
Yeah.
I would say two people. I would say a Cookie from Empire.
Okay.
All right.
always like a comeback story.
Oh man.
And
okay.
I don't know how many people watched Everybody Hates Chris.
Yes.
But I think her name was I think it was Rochelle.
Pam.
Tashina Arnold.
Yeah. Arnold. Pam.
You play Rochelle, yeah.
Great TV mom.
That'd be my
For
two.
sure.
That'd be my two. Yeah.
But for Cookie line though, Reverend Watson, I need some clarification about the Cookie line.
Surprise. That's also a plot twist.
What about it?
I get Cookie.
The comeback story. I mean, good intention. You know, she loved her kids. You know, made some mistakes, but you know.
Yeah, and she repeatedly in there. I feel like she took the L that she took for them, so that
she did. Exactly.
They could have a better life.
Right. And she was genuine and sincere, right? In who she was, you know.
Yeah, she absolutely was.
I mean, it's giving fur. It was giving the leopard print. It was giving the outfit. I mean, I liked Cookie Line, but that was a plot twist.
That was a plot twist. I kind of forgot about Cookie Line. She was a rider for her children. Even when they weren't on her side, she said, "You know what? It doesn't matter because I'm still your mother and I still love you, so I still got you."
Definitely, Dad.
I got Cookie. That made sense.
Okay.
Definitely, Dad.
All right. Okay, Ken. Okay. All right. What about you, Ashley?
Oh, I said, what
You
did I
said
say?
Claire. Where are you here with us? She answered already.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Claire Huxtable. She started it all.
Yeah. Okay, my bad. I was there, but I got. So did everybody go?
We all went.
Okay. Well, listen. Nobody said Loretta Devon. Like, no.
She is the ultimate mom.
Like she's
the ultimate mom. She's been a mom and everything.
Oh,
in
the movies.
Like what?
Yeah.
Jennifer Lewis. Like
her and Jennifer Lewis has been every.
Oh,
mother.
You know what? I changed my vote. It's Jennifer Lewis.
Right?
I changed. It's Jennifer.
I love a Jennifer Lewis.
Yeah, I changed. Jennifer Lewis. I changed.
I mean, I thought you was gonna say.
It's hard to get all the shows you've watched in your head to then isolate the mom, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Loretta Devon, though.
Loretta Devon has definitely been everybody's mom.
Everybody's mom.
So she's the ultimate Black TV mom. Shout out to Loretta Devon.
Yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to her. Very good. Okay, all right. We did a good job with that. All right. Well, you know, we've come to that part of the program where we are going to be closing out, and we just thank you guys so much for joining us tonight and celebrating women, right? And celebrating women, celebrate us, celebrate you. You matter. You matter. Contrary to what people may think, contrary to what people may say, you matter. So you guys have a lovely evening, and we will see y'all on the 30th at Salisbury University at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And be one time. And I'm talking to myself.
Yes,
please. Coming hot at 9:55.
We gonna start on time.
But we can do better. I'm gonna be there at 9:48.
That's so specific.
That's a good goal, an achievable goal. I like that.
Thank you. Not setting myself up for failure. I'm gonna be present in the okay. All right, very good. Well, have a good night, everybody.
Good night,
Thank you
everyone.
guys so much for joining us tonight.
Bye.
Good night.